let's look at the C major scale. This is a good way to start learning some theory and how chords are built, because C major scale has all natural notes. What do I mean by that? I mean that every note we play contains no sharps or flats, but rather is a letter name. And you follow the musical alphabet, right? Starting on C. C, D, E, F, G. And we don't have an H, we go to A. You probably know that already, just clearing it up. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Alright? So what about the notes though? What am I playing? Well, a good way I teach this is going to be just on one string to avoid any confusion when transitioning to other strings for now. So, here's the major scale formula in a nutshell, and you want to memorize this. We're going to do 2 whole steps, right? Starting at C, whole step, that's 2 frets. Half step is going to be 1 fret. We do whole step to D. We do a whole step to E, okay? First note, C. Second note, D. Third note, E, okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, 3 to 4, the E to F is going to be a half step. This means we're moving up 1 fret. That's going to be 3 to 4. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, fret numbers, what are they? 3rd, 5th, 7th, 8th. Okay? Now, 4, 5, 6, we're going to do 3 whole steps now. In other words, we're going to go F, G, A, B. Alright? Whole step, whole step, whole step. Okay? So now before we get lost, starting from the beginning. C. Whole step, whole step. 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps. 1, 2, 3. And then we finish with 1 more half step from B to C, right? Whole step from C to D. Whole step from D to E. Half step from E to F. Now 3 whole steps. F to G to A to B. Half step to C. Voila. Alright? And I'll have the fret numbers labeled there for you. So 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Alright, so now what am I doing in this position though? Let me teach this to you. Same notes, right? But now we're gonna go across one position of the neck of the guitar. 3rd fret, 5th fret. Alright, 5th string. Now I'm going to transition to my 4th string. I'm going to go 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Okay, that's the half step right there. E to F. Now whole step to G. That's going to be 5th fret, 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 6, A right here. That's a whole step. Alright, that's going to be on my 2nd fret of the 3rd string. I'm going to do a whole step again. 4th fret, 3rd string, and then finally finish with a half step to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. And this is what we have, an octave. An octave is playing a same note, same pitch, in a higher or lower register. In other words, we have a lower C right here, we have a higher C right here. We can learn octaves over many areas of the neck of the guitar, alright? And if you're interested in learning more about this, I have a course called Guitar Shapes, which is aimed at beginner to intermediate, lower intermediate students. And I will show you how I go over octave shapes, or how I go over triads, and learning the major scale, learning chord shapes over every area of the neck of the guitar, and then how to use these to improvise over songs that are in common chord progressions like what I taught you, the 1, 4, 5, 6. Speaking of which, what does that mean, alright? Well, take your major scale, right? Your C major scale we looked at. Alright? We had C, okay? That was our 1 chord. Then we went to A minor. Well, let's go over our C major scale, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know that the 12th fret with the double dots is also an octave. Same note as the open 5th string is the 12th fret 5th string, okay? We played A minor. That's what that means. We're building the 6th chord on the root, meaning the bass note right here. Then we went to G. Alright? What about G? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, that's a G right there. And then finally F. 1, 2, 3, 4. F major 7 right here. So, what about major and minor? You've probably heard of that, right? Well, check this out. notice how a chord is built. Let me show you. Let's play through each note, each string right here. 1, all right? This is a C note. What's this note right here? Well, I'll give you a hint. This is all gonna be in the C major scale. So go over your C major scale, listen to that note. All right, now play, it's not that, not that, there it is, right there, forgive my voice. So that is what note in the C major scale? That is our third note in the C major scale. So in this C major chord, we have our 1, we have our 3, okay? Now, go over the next string, open third string. Now you should know your open string names by now, and so you'll know that this is a G string right here. If you do not know your open string names, look at this acronym right here, Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie, okay? E, A, D, G, B, E. So we already know that this is a G right here. But if we were not playing an open string, play your C major scale. There it is. That is what note of the C major scale? 10th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is your 5. So in the C major chord, we're playing our 1, 3, and 5. And then, we have a duplicate note right here. That's also a C. That's matching our bass note. And then what about first string? That's matching our 2nd fret of the 4th string. So we know that this is an E. So we have an E octave right here, and we have a C octave right here. So we have in total 3 notes in this chord right here. 3 different notes. And they are the 1, the 3, and the 5. What are the letter names? C, D, E. So C, E, F, G. So check this out now. We built a chord by skipping what's called steps or intervals. So we played the 1, we skipped the 2, we played the 3, we skipped the 4, and then we played the 5, okay? So this is how we're gonna determine whether a chord is major or minor. And what do I mean by this? Well, check this out now. Let's go to our A minor chord, all right? Starting with, we're gonna go through the same procedure we went through with the C chord, right? What note is this? Eddie, 8, Dynamite. Okay, so A. We know that open 5th string is A. So we have our bass note, which is A. Then, what is 2nd fret of the 4th string? Well, we already know this from the C chord, right? This is your 3 in the C major chord. Okay? But if we're playing A minor, check this out. We have, if we start at A, okay, so we can also start right here. We can go back to open 5th string, because this will match the 12th fret, and then usually we do a whole step to B, and then half step to C, right? If we're following the C major scale. Well, we can take that from 12, 14, 15 to 0, 2, 3, right? And then, if we go to the next note, we have a D right here, and then, but we're trying to get to E. So E is going to be right here. Now, what's the distance between the A and the E? Check this out. If A is our 6, B is our 7, C is 1, D is 2, okay? E is 3. Right, so we went from 6 to 3. Count up the steps now. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If A is our 1, 2 is the B, 3 is C, 4 is D, 5 is E. So we have the 5th right here in the A minor chord. The next one is going to be a duplicate A note, and then here we go. 1st fret of the 2nd string is going to be, well, if you remember from the C chord, this was an octave of our C note, and that's the 1, right? But in how chords are built, if the bass note is 6, then remember how we skip one note, and then we play the next note. That's exactly what we're doing right here. We're playing A, skipping the B, and playing the C. Then we also played the E right here. So we skipped the D and played the E. This is what we're playing right here. Now, I want you to notice something here. In C, we played C, E, and then G up here. The distance between our 1 to our third note, first to third note, C to E, was 2 whole steps. Total of 4 frets, okay? But now, A minor, the distance from our first note, bass note, to our third note in the A minor chord, which is C, is 3 frets. It's going to be a whole step to B and then only a half step to C. This is what makes the chord minor. The difference between major and minor is major, the first bass note to the third note is going to be the distance of 2 whole steps, like in C major, our 1 chord. For our 6th chord, the 6th chord is going to be minor because the distance from our first note, bass note of A, to our third note of C is a whole step and a half step, 3 frets. So that is what we call A minor. That's your minor 6th chord, alright? So we have 1 is major, 6 is minor. Now what about G? Alright, let's check this out. G in the C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's our 5th note in the C major scale. Now, what's next after G? If you remember the C major scale, right? We'll try it like this to get a little used to the neck of the guitar. This position. The next note after G is A, but we skip that note, right? And we play the next note in the scale, which is B. Now, according to the C major scale, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the 6, play the 7. So that's going to be G to B. And then finally, we're going to play not the 1 and the 3 only, but also the 5, which is going to be, we skip this one, and then if we go back to C, we're going to play the next note, right? D, which is also going to be right here. Alright? So that's going to be, check this out. G is also right here. Look at it on one string. G to B is going to be the distance of 2 whole steps. So that means we're dealing with another major chord, right? And if you look at all the strings in your G chord, you'll see G, you'll see B, and then we'll see that next note of D. That is the 5 in the G chord. Eddie A dynamite, okay? Alright? Finally, we went to our F major 7 chord, alright? So, F in the C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, alright? Now, how do we build? This is going to be, I'm going to give you a hint, this is another major chord, the 4 is major. So that means our first note in this chord to our third note is going to be a distance of 2 whole steps. Check this out, whole step to G, whole step to A. Now, what scale degrees are they in the C major scale? It's going to be the 4, 5, 6. We play the 4, the 6, and then that means we skip the 7 and we play the 1, which also could be 8, right? Same thing. So, alright? Now, play the notes individually in the chord. We have the 1, the F, that sounds like A. We know that A is the 3. And then finally we have our C right here. Duplicate note down here that we started. And that's a 5 in the F major chord. Now what about F major 7? Well, I'll tell you about this briefly. The 7 is like, you know how we skip an interval, right? We play the 1, 3, 5 of these chords, whether the distance between the 1 and 3 is 3 frets or 4 frets, determining whether it's major or minor. Well, the 7 chord is going to be taking the next note in the scale, that is, think of it like this, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we play 1, 4, 5. We're also going to skip the 6 and play the 7. That's what a 7 chord is. We're playing 4 notes now. And that's what's going on in this F major 7 chord. It's called an F major 7 chord because we're playing the major 7th above the F major chord. And what does that mean? Well, the note behind F in the C major scale is 1, 2, 3. If F is the 4, we're going to play the 3rd note, which is E, on top of that F. And that's exactly what we're doing right here by open 1st string. So there you go, guys. There's a brief lesson for you on going further into another chord progression, learning a little bit about theory and how it works, building off the C major scale. I hope this helped you out. Be sure to leave in the comments what you would like your next lesson to be on. Check out my courses. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.